Calling all units, calling all units. Donut Shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.
Where what's up, Matt? How's Disney? Uh, Weather cleared up down here, so it's a freaking perfect day now outside to hit the pool. Who's how's Thanks, Stella. How is Disney? Let's see. I think I'm live. So once I start seeing some anybody want to jump over and go over to YouTube, let me know if it's actually working. Um, I'm gonna change accounts and see if I can see it. I don't know if Hey, yeah, I see it. It's over there. So I'll just leave this up. Like I said, I'm doing some editing right now for this week's episode. This week's episode is Alexander Duncan. He's a police officer in the greater California or greater Los Angeles area. Can't name the agency because he's still an active police officer. And but he lives in Texas and says that there's a lot of people in the first responder community that live in other states and they move over to or they move over to other states but still commute back and forth for work. So pretty interesting. That episode is going to come out Tuesday morning East Coast Standard Time, 7 a.m. on YouTube, and then it comes out even earlier on the Spotify and Apple and all that kind of stuff. So but yeah, I mean, go ahead and drop some comments or some questions if you got questions or anything about anything going on lately. What's up? You want to know what's up? I'm gonna run some stuff in the background. So I'm just trying to test out this idea of doing like a Sunday live stream for the heck of it. Wasn't able to get a podcast recorded today. I was a guest on our buddy Dominic Izzo's account, and but scheduling got screwed up. So now, I mean, I'm all set up in my office. So I was like, let's get something going. I'm sitting there wearing my blue glasses. What's up, Danny? Over on Instagram. So if anybody over on Instagram wants to watch on YouTube, I'm going to end up probably shutting down the Instagram in a little bit, um, the live stream, and I'm going to go. It's going to be here on YouTube, doing some sub Sunday action. So anybody subscribed over on YouTube, Donut Shop Podcast on YouTube, hit it up. Hopefully the audio is still coming over on Instagram. I don't know. My audio probably jumped over to the computer, but I'm sure it all works. It's all technology. So I'm gonna mess around and throw some. Let's see. There's StreamYard overlay assets. I can put some music in here. Banners. There you go. There's a banner. It's very official. So, all right. Well, we'll see how it goes. Switch over. I'm going to point at my computer, but switch over to YouTube to finish watching the rest. Just going to sit here and chat for a little while and see if anybody comes on. This is the first time I've done this, the first time that Donut Shop Podcast has done this in a long time. And so I'm just over here chatting and see if anybody's got any questions or anything that they want to know what's up with, or they got a question about law enforcement today, or the podcast. You got some former guest questions or anything like that. If anybody want to ask a question about a former guest, uh, some of these videos that they might have seen, um, talk about some counterculture stuff. What's going on with counterculture? What is counterculture? So if you got questions on that, um, shut down the Instagram in a couple of seconds. What's up, Thomas? How's everything going, buddy? Um, so I'm going to kick this over to YouTube in a second. So thanks for checking it out. I'm going to hit the X here and end now. All right. So now it's just you guys, whoever's here. on YouTube. So what's up? Let me go over to the chat roll. Let me chime in. Let me know if you hear it or if the audio and everything's working right. This is my first live stream that I've done through StreamYard. It's super easy. Uh, all of our network. So what Donut Shop is now doing with Counterculture Inc. Counterculture Inc. is like kind of an overarching um, media company. So it's a media company for first responder and veteran podcasts, some influencers, stuff like that, and kind of just getting under the same umbrella to work together, support each other, jump on each other's podcasts. Like if you got a off week that you don't have a guest scheduled or something, um, we have a lot of people with some really good experience in law enforcement and the military to talk about certain subjects, especially current events when current events come up. We also do some live stream like this, like Friday nights. We do a open mic where it's really just kind of some trash talking against each other and watching some social media videos, uh, kind of breaking them down if we need to, have a chat about that. It's it's a good time and it's some cool people. And then we have these meetups in April. Was the first one that I went to, and we were in Jersey City, so right there on the banks of the Hudson River, looking over in Manhattan, and Wall Street and all that Ground Zero and stuff. It was an awesome time getting together and hanging out with everybody. And then Saturday night, we did a live stream from a brewery in Jersey City, and a lot of the local cops came out. I had some friends come from Long Island and took the train over and everything. So it was cool to hang out with everybody, and we did a live stream podcast. So it was a counterculture branded live stream podcast with a bunch of the podcasts that are on the network, talking to each other and hanging out, um, drinking, of course. So it was a fun time, and so we've got another one coming up, and the next one's going to be in Miami at a brewery. It's called Unseen Creatures. Pretty sure is what it's called. I've been to it before. It's good. It's a good brewery. It's fun, or it's a cool place. Counterculture. Yep, Unseen Creatures Brewing. Gosh, I know what I'm doing, right? Unseen Creatures is the name of the brewery. It's down in Miami. It is August 16th from 6 p.m. to midnight. Uh, get down there. I know confirmed is Copville. So Mike from Copville, Tyler from Antihero, myself. The three of us will be there for sure. Then we're gonna have some other guys. New podcast that came out a few weeks ago on Counterculture's YouTube channel with Jimmy Watson, Taylor Kavanaugh. Those guys are freaking. They're awesome dudes that have like a sick amount of. They have a sick amount of stories to come through, and so they're awesome. Jeffrey Dahmer. These are Jeffrey Dahmer glasses. No, you don't like them? They're my blue glasses. I like to use them when I edit because the fucking blue it ends up making my eyes twitchy. So I put these on and they block the blue light and mess with it. So they help. So you'd prefer me with no glasses. So there you go. I don't need them to see yet. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. So that's who knows who that is on the counterculture uh, counterculture app talking. So yeah, so back to the or the live that's going to happen in Miami. So it's going to be cool that you got the brewery going on. You got Taylor and Jimmy are um, are showing up. They're going to come out and be there. So that's cool. If you haven't checked out their podcast is it's fun. It comes out every Tuesday. Tuesday morning. Check it out on YouTube on the Counterculture Inc. YouTube channel. Check that out. So that's fun. Um, let's see what else. What else? Yes, they also come with blood spatter. This is open mic as well, I guess, where we're going to talk shit in the chats, and since Counterculture is the only one talking shit in there. Let's see what else is coming up. Um, yeah, so I mentioned before for anybody else that wasn't in here this week, I have coming up. Um, Alexander Duncan. He's a police officer out of an agency near LA, and but he lives in California, so he commutes back and forth. He's got a wacky schedule that he does with that, but hey, you're making more money in California. They got a higher rate of pay than most places because the cost of living is ridiculous. And if you don't really have to live in California, and you can transfer that cost of living pay over to Texas, it might be better, and you have a better way of life in Texas, just like us in Florida. So that episode's coming out on Tuesday. Um, Last week dropped the John Mattingly episode. He was cool dude. Be cool to hang out with him. Looking forward to hanging out with him. I think there we go. We'll talk about that. I know our member of Counterculture, Kenny, sitting here drawing blanks. Kenny, our boy, he's running a training conference in Myrtle Beach. I think they're calling it like the X training conference or something, but there's some sick people lined up to be training officers and training or trainers there um, during the conference. But I know that John Mattingly said he's going to come out to the conference. I think he's going to be a speaker or something like that during one of these. And Counterculture is going to do an event there. So we're going to have a booth there. We're going to do live podcasts there. So it'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I will be retired during it, which will be even better because I'll be on my own. Won't have to worry about taking days off or sick time or whatever. Um, because I'll be retired. That happens in December, New Year's Eve, last day officially on the job. So yes, I can hear you all clapping. Thank you very much. Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions? I see all all one of you in there. Couple other episodes coming up. I've got a guy, Dr. Rob Kelly, deals with some mental health and stuff. He is coming up, and then I have Parlor Donuts, a donut shop in Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to talk to the owner, one of the owners of Parlor Donuts. I'm going to set up and do it in person in the lobby or in the seating area of Parlor Donuts. I'm gonna be recording that after they close up for the day. But they make a really good donut, and we're gonna talk about donuts. We're gonna talk about um, what he does. I know he's active duty Coast Guard, assuming he's allowed to talk about that, but I know, so we'll say he's active duty military, and I know he's gonna, it should be an interesting episode talking about open your own business, open a donut shop, you know, stuff like that. So those are some of the upcoming episodes, and then yeah, and then doing some filming for the guys. I just started talking about them as being guests at the live stream coming up in August. But Jimmy Watson and Taylor Kavanaugh, they have the Other Than Honorable podcast. That is, you can view it solely on Counterculture Inc.'s YouTube channel, but then you can also, if you're just into the listening of podcasts, you can hear it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify as well. So it's the Other Than Honorable podcast is what those guys have. But it's produced by those of us at Counterculture. So that's one of the things that we're getting into in the media network is giving guys and girls an opportunity for podcasts that maybe don't have the expertise or the knowledge to run their own podcast or produce it and that kind of stuff, but they've got a lot to say and they're able to talk and not shy to get on camera like this. Well, we've got a spot for you in the veteran and first responder community over here at Counterculture. So check it out. I guess that was a plug. Sounded like a freaking plug. Yeah, change the banner. Just messing around. Um, Media assets. Do I have any kind of? No, I don't have anything loaded up to really talk about here. Just wanted to test this out and kind of mess around. Um, who's in the chat? Chime in, say what's up in the chat. Somebody's watching, but it's maybe it's Jeffrey Dahmer signed in. Drop this off. Banner. Hey. So yeah, it's a sub Sunday. Trying to podcast interview fell through, so I'm doing this sub Sunday type thing to see. Let me just see. I don't think. Oh yeah. So we got camera going in here. Audio. Audio is a freaking AirPods. Meant to- This is now that you're gonna have even better audio. I screwed up and my audio was coming from my AirPods, so it probably sounded like crap. So what's up? It's Sub Sunday. I'll type it into a banner. Sub Sunday. I'm just over here treading water, testing out live streaming. Back in the day when I used to do the show with Nick, before we would like do interviews on a Sunday, we would have like a Sub Sunday where like I didn't really announce it very well. I just kind of went on Instagram today, but try and see if I can get something going where come on and do Sub Sunday and say what's up and chat with anybody if anybody has any questions. There we go, Sub Sunday. So if it, try and do it a little more regularly and then see if I can get this going. Just bullshitting. Hope it sounds good and you guys are enjoying. Skipped the gym today this morning because of the interview, but I'm probably going to do like a go ruck workout out back in the street. Some sandbags and my ruck and stuff. Do that before. Well, it's probably super fucking hot outside. So, all right. Well, if there are no more shit talking or questions in the chat, I'll wrap it up. Just looking things over on the YouTube side to see what it looks like. The cover and stuff. Update the cover for these lives because if I end up doing lives in the future, we'll see how it feels. So, all right, I'm going to end it up and we'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye.
Calling all units. Donut Shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.